Saturday, August 20th, 2022. Coming to Hartford, Michigan at the Van Buren Poorhouse Museum, it's Ghost-O-Rama. Ghost-O-Rama is a one-of-a-kind event. It's a paranormal meet and greet / flea market / Comic-Con, car show, and much, much more. There'll be paranormal groups, the Ghostbusters, the Mystery Machine, spooky vendors, live band, ghost tour, Jurassic Park, killer cars, food truck, disc jockey, historical museum, kid haunted house, and much more. Van Buren County Historical Museum. That's right, out at 58471 Red Arrow Highway, Hartford, Michigan, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's an outdoor market, which is free to the public. That's right, you heard me. It's open to the public. There'll be a museum tour, $5 per person. Also, from 9 to 11, a ghost tour, $20 per person. That's right, Ghost-O-Rama is hitting West Michigan, Saturday, August 20th, 2022, at the Hartford Van Buren Poorhouse Museum. This is sponsored by Southern Michigan Paranormal's UnrestrictedRadio.com, the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition, How to Halloween, Frankenfest, and the Midwest Parahistorical Society.
There we go. Now it's working. Good morning, everybody. Morning, Ty. Morning, Bunny. Oh, man. Rough couple days. It's been, wow. Woke up this morning, still kind of, but, turn this just a hair here. Actually, more this way. Let's get me centered up here. Oh, man. Good. I'm glad you made it to Branson, bud. Glad you made it. I'm doing all right. Still kind of weak. Every once in a while, like that little flutter, kind of a dizziness, kind of thing. Still got a headache, you know. I don't know if the fluttering is from the thinned out blood or if it's from when I passed out when they initially released me on Wednesday. When I passed out and just fell straight back and hit the floor, I had a goose egg on the back of my head, about that big around, and stuck out about, oh God, probably 3/4 of an inch, if not an inch. I mean, I no clue. They ran all kinds of tests. It's funny because they done an EKG when I was in the ER, and then after I blacked out and fell down, they done another EKG, and they found an electrical malfunction in the lower right chamber. It didn't fire right for some reason, but they could find no reason for it. They monitored my heart all night long Wednesday night. Said my EKGs all night long were perfect. They have got no clue what caused it. Just like they have no clue what caused the blood clot. But they think that it's the hours that I spend in here, immobile, working on stuff. So now I've got to work even harder to fit in some breaks, get up, move around, which, you know, might actually help in the long run because then I don't feel rushed to get things done. Little bit of upset in my stomach, but you know that could be from anything. So who knows? But I'm back. I'm probably at about 80%. I feel wonderful. I'm still walking a little funny, but my leg's still just a little tender. It's expected. It's expected. They found the initial end of the blood clot in the top of my foot, and when they done the ultrasound, they realized the blood clot was all the way up to my hip. So for some reason, the blood just stopped flowing in my in that one vein going up my leg. Luckily, it's the vein that leads to the lungs and not the heart or the brain. So a heart attack, a stroke, anything like that's kind of off the table. The worst that's going to happen is the worst that's going to happen is little pieces will break off and go into my lungs. They said the worrisome time was the first 12 hours when I start taking the medicine. If I had any kind of chest pain or anything like that, to let them know, and I really didn't. So everything was good. They released me yesterday about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and I came home and just kind of relaxed. I felt that way too when I was taking Xarelto after my surgery. So I just thought it was a very good. No, it might be the Xarelto because that's what they have me on. So it could be the Xarelto. I've not looked at the side effects of Xarelto. Um, so who knows? But you know, the way I look at it, thank God I didn't listen to that disability occupational specialist in court back in July when he said, "Oh, he can get a job sitting down somewhere as an unschooled receptionist or something like that." Because those jobs aren't going to let you just get up and randomly walk around when you need to. You're stuck doing your work, which would have meant more blood clots. Hey, Fish, good to see you, bud. Oh, I take baby aspirin too. I take baby aspirin too, but yeah, they got me on the Xarelto possibly for the next 6 months. They're going to check my blood and everything in 6 months, and I may have to take it for the rest of my life. They haven't decided yet. I don't know, but I got a really awesome treat yesterday. I was sitting here around the house. The wife was getting ready to cook dinner and everything, and good old fishing, man. Just got moved up to the area and stopped by and visited me yesterday for about an hour, and that was great. I loved having company. I loved seeing a friend for the first time. We've communicated for over a year, and it was really awesome sitting out on the back deck, almost 70 degrees yesterday, just kicking back out there, drinking soda, smoking, and telling lies to each other. I mean, it was really cool to have company yesterday, and that made me feel a lot better being able to socialize, and especially with a friend I ain't never had the chance to meet face to face. Oh, I'm thinking a lot of people didn't think I was really going to be on today, but you know, way I figure it, Might as well have balls of steel because the world's not going to wait for you. I wanted to jump right back on here and fire up. Um, did snow and rain yesterday. Wow. Yeah, it was almost 70 degrees yesterday. I got up at, well, I woke up the first time at 1 o'clock this morning, but I got back up at 3 and stayed up, and it was already 45 degrees when I got up at 3 o'clock. We've gone up like a whole whopping 2 degrees now, 3 degrees. We're up to a big whopping 48 now. So supposed to be back up in the 60s today again. Yeah, big thumbs up for you fishing, making me feel important yesterday, man. That felt good to have company stop by and hang out and just chat, BS around. Um, of course, I wasn't about to slack off yesterday. I found out he was going to stop by, and I went out and got the deck chairs out, got them up on the deck, got the cushions on them and stuff. We just sat out there and kicked it. Wife come out and said hi while she's cooking dinner. Uh, Let me see here. 58, supposed to rain all day. Wow. We got partly sunny skies. I don't think it's partly sunny. I think it's partly cloudy, to be honest with you. Happy Friday to you too, Bubba News. Glad you could join us this morning. I got great news. I get to start physical therapy Monday. Yes, that is awesome news. Let me turn this music down a little bit. I didn't think it was going to be like, there we go. Physical therapy finally. God, I remember physical therapy. The physical therapist came in to see me yesterday, and I was sitting there trying to joke around with them and stuff like that. I come to find out that physical therapists do not have a sense of humor. Um, there was just no joking around with these girls. They were kind of scary. Came in there wanting to push and prod on my legs and stuff like that, and move my arms around. It's like okay, I've been walking since last night, guys. I fell because I blacked out. They haven't figured out why I blacked out, but they released me when they give me the Xarelto and the pain medicine. They released me like 5 minutes later. I was in a lot of pain from where the girl with the ultrasound was in there pressing into my groin with the wand, trying to get a full picture of the blood clot that was inside my entire left leg, and it was real sore in my hip joint where she was pressing into my groin and stuff like that. And I started walking to the door, and a little receptionist girl was standing there with me, and Steph started pulling up in the roundabout around the fountain, and she said, "There she is." And I said, "Yep, there she is." And I just kind of leaned against the door frame and said, "Huh, that's weird." Last thing I remember until they woke me up laying on the floor. They said my head hit the floor so hard they heard it back in the ER. Sounded like somebody busted a melon on the plate. Oh, she took pictures of the goose egg on my head and everything. She took pictures of my legs too, so you can actually see the calf and the thigh were almost a half a size bigger than the right leg. So, but yeah, I guess I blacked out on my feet and just went straight back. And it's like the goose egg is right here on the top of my head because my head went back. And it probably would have been worse if I didn't have my hat on. But I guess my head hit so hard it threw my sunglasses. I had my sunglasses up on my hat. I guess it threw them all the way around or all the way across the reception room. So yeah, it was an experience. Good morning, Double D. Good to see you. Like I said, it was a very interesting Wednesday and Thursday. Being poked and prodded every time I turned around, and hospital food. Yum. Now I understand why you never see a hospital that wins any awards for their cooking. All right, Ty, go enjoy your vacation, and we'll talk to you later, bud. I appreciate it, Double D. Like I said, I'm feeling a lot better. Um, I'm feeling a lot better. Like I said, I'm still having those kind of blah dizzy kind of, but not blacking out dizzy, and I still walk a little funny, but I'm alive. So luckily it picked that artery to go up instead of a main artery that goes to my heart or goes to my brain or something like that, where a heart attack or a stroke could be possible. Now the only thing I got to worry about is um, just the little pieces breaking off and going into my lungs and causing some chest pain. But they said it was not life threatening, the artery it was in. So just say morning, glad you're feeling better. I appreciate it, Ty. I appreciate it, bud. Welcome back, hospital boy. It's nice to be back. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. Oh, but yeah, I got back home yesterday and I came in here and caught up on all my emails and everything, and um, watched Blaine's video and stuff from yesterday morning and everything that I didn't watch in the hospital, and went in and relaxed in the bedroom all evening. Got up this morning and hung out in here for a couple hours and thought, okay, time to get up and walk around. So I walked back in the bedroom. Wife was awake, and watching her TV shows, watching American Horror Stories, getting herself ready for work. And I crawled back up in bed next to her and kind of relaxed for about an hour or so and stretched my leg out. When she left to go to work, I come back in here and went back to work. So that's going to be the worst part of it, is not being able to sit here all day long like I'm used to doing and working on these videos and stuff. I've got to work on them for a couple hours, get up, walk around for a little bit, stretch my legs out, sit back down for a couple hours, get up for a half hour or so. And slips, trips, falls are becoming more common as we age, I think. Yeah, see, the diabetes gives me a little bit of the dizziness. I've never blacked out though, and they really think it was a combination of the Xarelto, the pain medication they put me on, which they put me on. I don't remember the name of it now. Um, yeah, they put me on some hard stuff. But between those two things and the pain, They said my pain level had to be off the scale, and I was putting all my pressure on the leg. I had my cane with me. Don't get me wrong, I had my cane with me, but I was still putting pressure on that leg, and they said my pain level just had to be completely off the scale. And I was bound and determined. I was alive. I was going to walk out, and I made it almost to the outside before I completely blacked out and hit the ground. Well, let's see. Yeah, they do. They do. That's exactly what they told me is that I needed to, the more I could get up and move around here in a week or so, if the weather continues to get nice, go out and walk around the block, and which I'm going to make sure all that kind of dizzy equilibrium thing straightened up before I go outside and do it. But yeah, I'm continuing to get better. Yeah, I'm not as strong as I seem, Lord. I'm just determined. I mean, ever since the diabetes thing, when I died, I just told myself that I was not going to succumb. I was not going to let my body um, control me to the point where I wasn't surviving. And laying around all the time is just something I can't do. There's not that many exciting things to do around here. So I get bored too easy. I'll still be going on Sunday to the Kalamazoo Living History Trade Show. Um, that's going to be good exercise. I'll be walking around all day long. Hey, Stephen, good to see you, bud. Thank you. It's good to be back. My wife, Mrs. Bubba, says motion. This lotion for joints staying active and moving around is good. She's right. Mrs. Bubba is right. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you. The hardest thing with moving around is the arthritis that I'm getting in my left knee. Um, it's the only thing on my leg that's hurting this morning though. So I can't complain about that. I can't complain. They didn't have any candy stripers, dude. There was no candy stripers. No, that was a big letdown. There was no candy stripers. I'm just waiting to see what the bill is for the tiles in the waiting room that I cracked with my head. I mean, I guess I hit hard. That little receptionist girl that was standing next to me at the front door, she said that she didn't know what was going on. She said all she knows is I said, "Yep, there she is," and I leaned over against the door frame and said, "That feels weird." And just all of a sudden, my head fell back and I went straight back on the tile. So she she said that pop echoed in that waiting room when my head hit the tile. And about that time, the nurse that was taking care of me in ER come running out the door, and he ducked down, dropped down to my right side, and she was on my left, and he was tapping me on my chest, going, Drew, Drew, come on, get up, bud, get passed out, get up. And I opened up my eyes and said, "Oh, that was weird." Yeah, that was pretty weird. I sat up, and they helped me stand up and brought a wheelchair out. And at that point in time, I felt great. As soon as I woke up, I felt like I'd go and walk out the car. I remember my wife running in the front door going, "Oh my God, what happened?" And they're like, "He just passed out." So and then they ran that EKG and said that there was an electrical flutter in the bottom right chamber of my heart. And they continued to run EKGs and said it was just that one EKG that showed that little flutter. They said, other than that, nothing. Everything was perfect after that. So Who the hell knows? Who knows? I'm sorry, Stephen. Yeah, I seen your message the other day about it. And I just, I don't know, bud. I'm so sorry. It's so hard facing something like that. It's terrible. You want better service. Actually, the nursing staff, the doctors were absolutely wonderful. Now, the cardiologist that they sent in to talk to me yesterday, I had a real hard time understanding him, but he had only been in America like maybe 10 years, and he was from southern India, so he had that very, very strong accent, and I could barely understand him. But especially with my head hurting, I just didn't even want to understand him. It was taking way too much thinking to understand him. Good morning, KG. Good to see you this morning. I think I'm karaoke in Susquehanna, and I might find cowboy trucks and train songs. Put on my. There you go. Songs about trucks, trains, and mama. All make trucks, trains, mama, divorce, and dogs. All make good country songs. You didn't press one for English. Living history. Nope, I didn't press one for English. I'm doing better, Casey. I'm doing better. Not up to 100% yet, but I'm doing better. I'm still very tired, and um, I'm just I'll get there. I'll get there. Like I said, I'm still doing the Living History Trade Show on Sunday. Um, filming that event. I mean, that's our anniversary. Um, so I'll be there and might see if the wood burner guy is there again. Have him make us a real nice sign to put back here behind me or something like that. Um, we'll just have to wait and see. I know there's going to be quite a few well-known folks there. Townsend and Sons will be there, and of course, you know, I'm going to try to interview John Townsend, but as busy as he stays at that show, it's really doubtful. Take more walks. I'm trying to move around more so my muscles build back up. I've got to get up and walk every couple hours. Not say so sedentary here at the desk all the time. I got to take more breaks through the day and move around a lot. So, I mean, that means more hours in here, but at least I'm getting up and moving around. And they said here in a week or so, when I start to feel better, to actually start going outside and walking and things like that. So I'm going to wait until that whole blah, 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 blah feeling is gone before I start going outside. That's all I need to do is just be walking down the sidewalk or something and pass out again or lose my equilibrium, fall on somebody's wrought iron fence and harpoon myself or something like that. So, oh, I'll be careful, Connie. I'll be careful. But yeah, I'm doing a lot better. I'm doing a lot better. Well, I'll tell you what. When you show up here at Ghostorama, we'll walk around the place together, and there's going to be a lot there to see. So we'll walk around that place together when you get up here and check it out together. Because I'm going to be mostly manning the table for that event. So shoot again. That way you're prepared. Townsend might allow you brief question and answer. After I give an answer, I usually just ask if you're willing to have me put the response on camera, then shoot it again. That's very true. Yeah, I usually when I interview somebody like that, it's just out in public. I'll ask them if they have time to do like a real short interview for the channel and everything. I don't just go up and start filming. Might get a might get a bayonet or something thrown at me for doing that. I've been keeping my ankles elevated still. Still get a little swelling in my feet and ankles. Yep, yep, and that's what I was. I couldn't believe how hard it was for him to pull my sock off at the ER. I didn't even realize my foot was swelled. But when the doctor started pressing around the top of my foot, that's where she found the blood clot. And then the vein or the artery actually goes deeper in the leg, so she couldn't feel anything else. That's why she called for the ultrasound. They came up here, and I mean, it literally went from the top of my foot all the way up to my hip joint, all the way up the artery that runs alongside the femoral artery. So, like I said, I'm blessed because if it would have been in the femoral artery, that would have went through my heart and to my brain. So there was a potential, for a heart attack or a stroke or something like that if it started breaking apart. But with it being in that secondary artery, the worst I have to worry about is it going into my lung and just causing me chest pain as it slowly dissolves back into my system. So I'm blessed there, and of course, all the well wishes and stuff that I got from everybody when I done that short stream on Wednesday night. I just wanted to keep everybody informed. Um, well, the initial stream Wednesday afternoon. Then, of course, Randy and I jumped on the aftermath investigation for all the good that was because none of the other guys showed for it, which is fine. Which is fine. But I'm back to the swing of it now. No more crappy hospital coffee. I got my regular coffee now. I'm happy. My coffee. Got my comfy chair back. I keep moving my leg and adjusting it. All the swelling is pretty much gone. Um, it's down a good 70% from where it was. 80, maybe 75%. I mean, there's a little bit of tightness left in it in the thigh and in calf, but for the most part, it's feels exactly the same as it normally does. So I'm getting all kinds of notifications up here. Yeah, hospital coffee was terrible, man. It was weak. You could tell they use instant coffee too. You could tell by the taste of it. That's what my mom drinks is Folgers instant coffee. And it, number one, they got it to me, and it was not even pee warm. I mean, the stuff was damn near iced coffee. Um, but no, I'm back here. Sadly enough, the Arbuckles is gone. There's major tears on that one. The last of the Arbuckles is gone. But I've got my classic blend back here, so it's good, strong coffee. Good morning, Sonny. Good to see you. Oh. Of course, I'm still planning on having Mr. and Mrs. AAP on tonight. I got to send them the link this afternoon for tonight's stream so we can all hang out together and talk about their channel and some of his investigations he's gone on, their giveaways, and all that cool stuff. Tonight's not going to be really a ghost to ghost. It's going to be more like a guest to guest PM. Of course, AAP's been a follower of mine since the original channel, so I had to get him on. Good morning, Hell House. Good to see you. I've been loving your nighttime live streams. When I get up at 3:30 in the morning, sometimes you're the only one live, and I'll sit there and I'll watch the rooms and stuff, see if I notice anything moving or any orb activity, shadows, noises. I've got a rolled up towel that's permanently stitched that goes up against my door so I can turn this thing up and actually listen for noises and stuff. I've been enjoying those nighttime live streams. Those all night live streams. It's actually about time I do another one, but this one's going to be here in the studio. So that's going to be real interesting. See what I can pick up here in the studio. Oh, you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. I really tend to like when people do uh, an overnight live stream where there's no human interaction, anything like that. It's just the camera sitting there monitoring the room. Everything's quiet. It's much easier to pick up any kind of oral communication or anything like that. Back at the haunted house soon, 5 cameras running. Wow, very cool. Hopefully, I'll be able to do something like that here real soon. Danny from Unrestricted Paranormal that's comes on here. He's part of my group, and he is at this present time cleaning out a laptop for me. And I'm going to try to get the static cameras. I'm going to get 3 or 4 of those and take them on investigations and start hooking them up so they actually monitor everything going on in the rooms that we're working in and the rooms we're not working in. No, I've not heard Grumpy yet. A lot of pain this morning getting coffee. Oh, I'm sure you're in a lot of pain. I'm sure you are. I really hope they take care of that soon. I know how bad it sucks for you, um, not being able to do everything you're used to doing. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like to be inhibited every day for a long period of time, just sitting in that hospital room and knowing I couldn't freely walk around because they really didn't want me to, because they considered me a fall risk after passing out that day when they released me, and before they actually, like admitted me. But they didn't want me just up walking around. So any walking I did, I had to do in my room. And luckily, it was a double room, but there was only one bed in there. So I had the whole room I could move around in, and um, walk to the bathroom, walk over and wash my hands, whatever the case may be. And it was I got my exercise in, but man, I'll tell you what, I was bored. Um, Two of my windows faced the roof, so that's all I had to look at was a tar roof, and in one window you could see the entrance to the hospital parking lot. So that's mostly what I did was stood in that window and just watch the cars drive by, see who pulled into the hospital, who pulled out, things like that. So there wasn't nothing on the 8 channels they had there. So who's in the office? Good morning, Candy. Good to see you this morning. Oh, but yeah, like I said, it was a very interesting couple days, and I'm glad it's over with. Um, 53 years old. I've never had anything major happen to my body up until the diabetes thing and this deal yesterday. And the diabetes thing happened when I was 47, and that's part of where my PTSD came from, is the coma psychosis from the 10 days I was in the coma, and waking up in the hospital, having no memory for those 10 days, and except the memories that my brain made up while I was in the coma. Uh, but being in that hospital just one night made my PTSD go nuts. Thank you, Candy. Thank you, Sonny. I'm like I said, I'm not back to 100%. I'm probably at 75% right now, 80%, something like that. Um, but I'm getting better. I'm not. I'm still having the discoordination, the uncoordination, kind of like a blah, 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 blah in your head when you're walking or something like that. You kind of got to stop for a second, get your bearings, and start walking again. But it's not to the point of passing out or anything like that. It's just my body getting acquainted with the thinner blood and the Norcos they have me. Norco, that's what they got me on. They got me on Norcos for the pain, plus the other medications that I normally take. So, um, oh yeah. I wish I could have slept longer last night. I mean, I woke up at one something, like 104, 105, something like that, because that's when they were waking me up in the hospital to give me stuff to help me sleep. That didn't work. They finally let me go to sleep at 11, 10, about 10:45, 11, something like that, Wednesday night, and then came in and woke me up at like 5 minutes after 1 to give me stuff to help me sleep. And it's like, well, I was sleeping good. Thank you for your concern. But then they give me the pills, and I just kind of laid there, and I would watch a little bit of TV or something like Comedy Central or Cartoon Network or something like that. Believe it or not, the Cartoon Network was the most interesting channel they had. And I laid there, laid there, laid there, and I'd doze off for 10 or 15 minutes, and I'd wake back up, and I'd lay there and lay there, and I'd get up and look out the window. I watched the sunrise. My windows did face the east, so I could watch the sunrise and stuff. Then when it got too bright, I closed my blinds back down and just listened to the noises around me. Thank you, Caucasian. It's good to be home. It's good to be home. But yeah, I'm resting. I'm resting as much as I can. Um, you just got to give it time. Like they said, the Xarelto is going to take possibly 4, 5, 6 months to get that blood clot completely dissolved, as big as it was, um, and just doing what I can to make myself healthy again. So the wife made me a real nice salad last night. Um, and I probably ate a third of it and stuck the rest of it in the fridge for today. And I've really not got an appetite. I'm hungry, but when I sit down and try to eat, I really don't want to. Maybe this is the kick in the butt I needed to lose more weight. Who knows? But hey, look, I'm doing a little bit better. I'm doing a little bit better. I was really surprised yesterday. I got home, and I was telling everybody earlier, fishing is up here with family right now. And he stopped by for about an hour yesterday and hung out with me. First time we've ever had a chance to meet face to face. But I got the chairs out for the deck, and him and I sat outside almost 70 degrees yesterday, just kicking back, laughing. It was really cool finally meeting him, and it was nice. It was really nice to have company. Yeah, yeah. I've had my first and second shot vaccines. My booster comes in about 5 months. I get my booster for it. So, which it really amazed me because most doctors' offices and hospitals will not let your spouse go into ER or anything with you now. You have to, or go into a doctor's office. They have to stay outside or stay in the waiting room or something. And they had no problem letting Steph in the ER when they moved me up to my room after the fall, after I blacked out, hit my head and everything on the floor, leaving. When they took me back in and decided to admit me for observation, they let her, she followed me right up to my room, walked with me, and she was up there till 8 o'clock Wednesday night. Came home to take her mom home and cook dinner for Ash and Grandma. And as soon as I got word yesterday that they were going to release me, she went right back over, picked up her mom, and come up there and sat with me for an hour until they finally released me. So, which is amazing. When I have paperwork to do, it don't take me an hour or 2 hours to get it done. But the doctor came in and said, we're going to go on. I'm going to go do my paperwork. We're going to get you released. And it was almost 40 minutes later that the nurse finally came in, unplugged me, and took the IV out and everything else. And of course, they had to mess mess up this elbow. They had one IV in here when I was first in the ER, and then when they released me and then brought me back in, they stuck the other one in here. So they couldn't use the same bloody damn hole. I don't know why. I guess they just enjoy it when their patients leave there looking like a crack addict or something. They let Jay. They let Jay in the ER with me when I fell. One person go with the patient. Me and my whole family, when we laid grandma to rest, we all had stomach virus going around. Oh, that's always wonderful. Like the family don't have enough sadness and stuff going on, then they all get each other sick. That's always wonderful. Oh man, I just realized you can't see Slimer back there. But like I said, it's not slowing me down. I'm taking it easy. I'm giving myself a chance to rest and stuff, but I am still going Sunday to the Kalamazoo Living History Trade Show. That is our 3-year anniversary, guys. That is the very first video I ever released on the channel. So I'll still be there. And I was just saying the reason for the blood clot. It very well could be. Very well could be. All I know is that all they said was, they asked me if I sat a lot, and of course I told them what I do. And my wife, of course, told them, that I'm in this room 60 hours a week. And when I start to encode and upload, I sit right here until it's completely done, and then I do the whole distribution thing, sharing it out on the 35 different pages on Facebook and Instagram, and occasionally, as soon as it's uploaded, I make a TikTok advertisement for it. And Doc told me, he said that was probably what caused it, but what got them completely behooved is the fact that normally when swelling starts to happen, it happens over a period of time. It's not instantaneous. And at 8 o'clock Wednesday morning, my leg was still fine. I was up walking around. I was doing everything I needed to do. And at 9 o'clock, I got ready to get up to use the bathroom, and I couldn't move my leg. And I reached down and grabbed it, and it was just solid, like it had turned to stone. It was swollen and solid. I couldn't grip any of it. I couldn't compress any of it. So in that hour, it just swelled up. So that's what's got them confused, is how quickly it popped up. So we don't know. We don't know. They tested my blood. Of course, they're talking about going to see a virologist, and they're talking about going to see a blood specialist, and having them run all kinds of tests on my blood and things like that. So I got to touch at the same time. Wow, my legs swelled like that one time, but it was overnight. Wow. Has the big C. Oh wow. Yeah, I heard that it has a hematologist. Thank you. Yeah, they want me to see a hematologist and a virologist to see if I've got some kind of blood virus. Um, and then a vein specialist, a venologist, I think is what they call them, a venologist. Um, they want me to set up all kinds of stuff. I got to see my family doctor in 5 to 7 days. I'm going to call them today and set up an appointment for next week when Steph's off, and go see, what he suggests that I do for it and everything. Like I said, I'm going to be changing things up a lot here in the studio when I do. When I don't blame you for that, fish. It's like I always said about Viagra. If you have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, call your doctor. If I have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, I'm putting that thing on Facebook, Instagram, Pornhub, everything. I'm not calling my doctor because he's going to want to make it go away, and I'm taking advantage of this puppy. Now serving number 7. Number 7. Now serving number 13. Number 13. They said it could take up to 6 months for the blood clot to completely dissipate. But the swelling is down a lot. Um, the swelling is down astronomically from where it was when I first got to the hospital. It's down probably 70% from where it was. It's I've got my you can feel the different muscles and stuff. You can actually compress the leg, the calf, and the thigh. So yeah, it's definitely down. Don't put it on Facebook. I'll go blind. Put it on Facebook. I'll be getting all kinds of invites to stuff. Get off my screen. Have you finished your video? I've not even started the one for today yet. I know what I'm doing it on, but I haven't even started yet. Does your arm sometimes feel like they're on fire? If they do that, blood poisoning. I had it when I was a kid. No, nope, never have any problem with my arms. Thank God. It's the only really strong point I have left. I used to say that about my legs, but now I'm like real careful. I don't want to be want to be one of these one-legged people walking around. So, however, I guess I know enough woodworkers. I could get a really fancy peg leg made with all kinds of scroll work going around it and stuff like that. Have them make me one that looks like a chicken leg. Big bird's leg. Have like a big bird leg made or something like that. Could you tell me how to get Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I could put our logo on there. Most definitely. Most definitely. Sunny day. Making the clouds go away. On my way to where the air is clear. Yeah, that's Stone Lake. Now I didn't say Alexa, turn off you biatch. Christ, that's Stone Lake right there. Way out in the middle of that lake is a hot spring that bubbles up from the bottom. The wife actually grew up on that lake. They lived up on those houses on the south side of it, and they used to swim out there, and they would jump off the pontoon, and the water would go from cold to like 60, 70 degrees. And it just, the hot spring bubbles up from the bottom, and there's everything in there. There's 100-pound snapping turtles in that place. There's 50-pound catfish. They pulled muskie, bluegill, bass, crappie, striper, everything out of that. So yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in that lake. And of course, you know, the other lakes on the southeast edge of town, that's Diamond Lake. That's what we call Camp Ritchie folk. And that's where they hold one of the big bass fishing tournaments every year. Is out there. And then down in North Webster, Indiana, and Syracuse, Indiana, they hold bass fishing tournaments on those two lakes every year. There's a lot of places to fish around here. They told me before, blood clot can travel to the lungs fast. Yeah. And like I said before, yeah, they have walleye there too, Wookie. That's what they told me is luckily, because when the doctor came in and told me, wonderful bedside manner. I've never had a doctor that good. She came in and she's like, well, I've got some good news for you, and I've got some not so good news. I said, just lay it out. Is it life-threatening? And she said, no. She said the artery that the clot formed in is, think of it as an interstate. The only off ramp on this interstate goes to your lungs. It's not in the artery that travels to your brain. It's not in the artery that travels to your heart. She said about the worst that you're going to get out of this is really bad chest pain. If a large enough piece breaks off of the clot and travels up into your lung, it's going to cause you to have like really bad chest pain. She said, now, if that does occur, definitely get a hold of us and you know, ambulance over here to the hospital. We'll take care of it. We'll relieve the pain for you. But life-threatening, no, it's not in the right artery for that to happen. So that was a big relief, knowing that, you know, at least, you know, I cheated death again. So I'll tell you what, he's got it out for me. Between the diabetes 6 years ago and this now, pneumonia 5 or 6 times since I've had diabetes. And, yeah, walleye is excellent eating. I love walleye. I'm more of a catfish guy though. I love fried catfish. And with Grandma being highly allergic to anything that comes out of the water, including the smell of it, any fish eating that I do has to be done either outside or when we go out, which is so very seldom. It's disgusting. But any cooking that I do has to be done on the grill. So, oh yeah, definitely doing walking. That's that's really one thing that I insisted that I still go and do. Um, Sunday with the Living History Trade Show. It's going to be all walking. I mean, I can sit down when I need to sit down, but for the most part, it's going to be all walking. So I'm going to get a lot of exercise in Sunday, a lot of standing, a lot of walking, and then, like I said, next week, as long as the weather holds out, I'll be doing a lot more walking. As long as I'm not having that discombobulated feeling up here. I'll start doing a lot of walking outside. Grandma lays down to take a nap. I'll take a walk around the block or a couple walks around the block or something, or, walk up to the grocery store or something like that. But he did tell me for the first couple of days, take it easy, don't push myself, kind of get a feeling for what my body's doing now, things like that. So. But yeah, definitely more walking is in my future. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I'm not going to overdo it. I won't overdo it. Like I said, I'll be able to sit down on Sunday when I'm up there. I have plenty of friends up there. Justin that comes on here. His unit, his Civil War unit's going to be up there, so I'm sure I'll be able to plop down with them for a little bit if I get tired. And then, of course, there'll be places to sit down. So if I get to feeling kind of wonky, I'll be able to sit down, relax for a little bit, and I won't. Believe me, I'm not going to push myself. I'm not going to succumb to it, but I'm not going to push myself either. I'll be taking very good care of myself. I want to thank everybody too for popping in and watching that little short um, stream that I did from the hospital on Wednesday. Believe it or not, that thing was only like 15 minutes long. I think I've got like almost 60 views on that thing already. Um, I was actually kind of blown away. I think I got more views on that than I have my regular live streams. Keep the sugar numbers down too. I do what I can do with that. I mean, they had my blood sugar down in the 240 range at the hospital, but they starved me for 24 hours. Um, I hadn't eaten anything since Tuesday night because everything happened early Wednesday morning, and it was Wednesday night before I could eat anything again. And they were throwing a fit about my sugar, and I'm like, my sugar is always at 300. It never drops below 300 unless I starve myself. And then they turned around, they give me my metformin and my lipozides and everything with my blood sugar being that low, and it fell for my body, fell dangerously low. I started getting very weak and everything. So they brought me in some nutter butter cookies and stuff like that for me to munch on to bring my sugar back up. So I've decided to support nuclear power because it's cheap and I want superpowers. Makes sense. Makes sense. I would like the power of flight, maybe invisibility. maybe. I mean, if anybody sees anything on the local news about women at the YWCA are complaining because they think the place is haunted because an invisible man keeps groping them in the shower, it wasn't me. Hey, Terry. Thank you, honey. I really appreciate that. I feel a lot better than I did. And, you know, I can move on my leg. I'm still walking a little funny with it, but I can move on it now. And you know, I've got most of my bearings back. I little dizziness on occasion, but my biggest problem right now, I think, is I'm just tired. The Norcos that they have me on, mixed with the thinner blood, is just really making me tired. So when we get done here with the live stream in 45 minutes or so, I'll probably go in and lay down a little bit and relax. And when I get up, I'll come back in here and work on the video for today. And then I'll probably go lay back down until the live stream tonight with Mr. and Mrs. AAP. Maybe. Just depends on how I feel. The kids don't have school today, so my daughter's friend spent the night last night. I still got to take care of Grandma. At least I thought ahead and got her pills and her clothes out and stuff. So we'll see how the day goes. And like I said, on Sunday I'm going back up. Me and my buddy Mike are going to take off and go back up to Kalamazoo to do the Living History Trade Show up there. I can't pass it up. Regardless of my health, I cannot pass it up. That is our 3-year anniversary of being on YouTube. It is our 3-year anniversary of our first video. So I can't pass it up. I don't know if it is or not, Fish. I don't know if it's spring break this week or not. If it is, maybe you decided to come up or make your trip up here at the wrong time. You probably should have went to Florida. It's more of a spring break destination than Michigan. So. I'm glad you're doing much better, Jan. I'm back and armed with coffee. Everyone is safe. I came in here this morning, made a brand new pot of coffee, so everybody here is safe as well. I'm good. I mean, you're a big hawking dude, Fish. I mean, you could have gone down there and had, you know, 18 to 22-year-olds hanging all over you for a week. Go down there in your little leopard print Speedo with your tank top on, showing off them big, massive arms. Could have been crawling on you like dung beetles on a pile of pig shit. Worked for my sister-in-law the last 2 days doing deliveries. Didn't have any problems. Cool. Glad to see that you been able to help out and drive and stuff again. Let's see. Hey, Templar. I appreciate it, bud. I really do. I feel much better than what I did. Don't be telling my secrets. Taking it slow. I drive slower and more carefully. It's always smart. If they can't wait an extra 15 minutes on their posies that you're delivering to their door, tell them to kiss your butt. Ain't nothing in life worth rushing around for. My dad always told me that plans are those things we make as life passes us by. So I live by the seat of my pants, and I try not to make plans. Of course, we plan our investigations and stuff like that. But other than that, I try not to make plans. I try not to make schedules. Life is too short and too precious to let it fly by while you're doing other things. I keep telling people life's too short to sweat the small stuff. It really honestly is. It really honestly is. What was it that, how is it that old saying that life is too short to sweat the small stuff? And if you compare your problems with the problems of others, you come to find that most of the problems are just small stuff. Or if you compare your problems with others, you realize that everything is just the small stuff. Something like that. I don't remember exactly. It's been years since I heard it. But I'm going to town today, first time in a while, because I have to get a wedding shower gift for my niece. Oh, bleh, bleh. That's what I was drinking at the hospital. Bleh. Plans, because every time I do something happens, my plans get ruined. Tell God your plan so he can have a good laugh. Exactly. And I'm sure, even superior beings can stand a good laugh on occasion. I just can't figure out how I'm going to dress when I go up there on Sunday. Should I do Civil War? Should I do Cowboy? Should I do Rev War? Should I do French and Indian War? Should I do 1812? I might just wear plain clothes. Less likely chance of getting hot and sweaty in that room with 5,000 people walking around in it, or in that building with 5,000 people walking around in it. I do have to prepare my body to be able to go the day before. Otherwise, I'd be having falls. That's exactly why I'm resting all day today and all day tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll probably be in here in the morning to watch Santee's video and spinning and winning slots with Blaine, and that's probably going to be about it for me tomorrow in the studio. Looky there, speak of the devil, and he strolls right in. Good morning, Blaine. Oh, I should dress Lord of the Rings. Yeah, they don't do anything with the Ren Fair there, which is really sad because 3 years ago when I went, they said that they had people that dealt in the Renaissance, and all they had was a couple of sword dealers there, and that was the only people. So, hope you're doing good, Blaine. I have to get it in my mind. I'm going to do it. Of course, I heard my name. And no worries, guys. You know, I'll take it easy. Much like with the diabetes thing 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago. Wednesday's experience at the hospital once again made me realize my immortality. So I won't be pushing myself. I'm gonna, like I said, I will walk until I get tired. Then I'm gonna find some place to sit down, and when I feel better, I'll get up and start filming again. But I think next week, Mark and I are actually doing our first cemetery investigation. Not very far from home here, only about 4.5 miles outside of town. One of the original cemeteries in the county. We were discussing it this morning, so I'm gonna give him a chance to do some research on the place. It's got a few of the founding families for our township, our village, our county. Oh yeah, definitely drinking lots of water. Wednesday morning, Blaine. I was in here working on the video Wednesday morning because I didn't do a live stream, and I got ready to get up about 9 o'clock, and my leg was all swollen up. I couldn't bend it, so I had Steph come in here, and she got me back to the bedroom. She checked it out, and it was almost another half size bigger than my right leg was. And we got to the hospital and found out that I had a blood clot that went from the top of my foot all the way up to my hip or my groin. And they put me on Xarelto, and yeah, I keep forgetting the name of that bloody pain medicine. But they give it to me, and I got ready to walk out of the hospital to leave, and got right to the doorway and passed out, fell straight back, hit my head on the waiting room floor really hard. And they decided, since they didn't know what caused it, that they were going to go ahead and admit me, and they kept me overnight Wednesday night for observation to monitor my heart, because they had no idea what just made me black out like that. And I got home yesterday probably about 1:15, 1:30, something like that. So, yep, I'm not spending near as much time sitting at the desk anymore as I used to. Um, I'm going to start being more mobile and walking and keeping myself alive. Coin. Oh yeah, believe me, I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna exercise a lot more. I'm gonna walk around a lot more. Um, but the funny thing was, and I kept telling the nurses and stuff, not more than a half hour after I fell, when I mean, I just completely blacked out and went straight back like a board. The little girl that was standing there at the door with me, told said that I was standing there and my wife was just coming in the roundabout to get me, and I said, "Huh, that feels weird." And she said my head fell back, and I just went straight back like a board. And she said it echoed in the waiting room when my head hit that concrete floor. So we were lucky there wasn't a concussion. We were lucky there wasn't some kind of a fracture or something. But I guess this top area of my head where my hat was at, or where the band on my hat was at, is what hit the floor. So that might have kept me from actually getting a fracture or something. So, but yeah, I'm really watching it now. Um, I look forward. See, that's the only thing I try to do on Saturdays, Jan, is I get up, I watch Blaine's video, I watch Santee's video, and the rest of the time I'm just fiddling around in here. You know, I can be laying down, relaxing, taking it easy after I watch their videos. So, and that's been a regular practice of mine since I found out they both released on Saturday mornings right about the same time. So, where I'm at, they canceled school because of severe thunderstorm warning. It's bad here. Oh wow. Checking on you. Just keep your eye on Messenger. I will. I will. Our school's out for in service today, so my daughter and her besties hanging out together for 3-day weekend, and like it isn't hard enough having one teenage girl in the house. Now we got the adopted daughter too. Hope you're doing okay, Andrina. Oh yeah, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. You know me, I don't stay down long. Buffalo Gold video coming up from New Buffalo on Saturday. Cool, you know how I am about Buffalo Gold. Buffalo Gold Revolution. Love them. Them's my favorites. I start getting a moderate income again, I might have to give you a holler and tell you where me and the wife are going to be, so we can do another collab, spinning and winning. Well, you're going to be spinning and winning. I'm going to be spinning and whining, but some kind of a collaboration anyway. A little bit of revolution or something together. Whatever I got to do to try to make a small fortune so I can start getting some new equipment to do these investigations with. We got the big investigation coming up next month at the Morris Performing Arts Center. I'd like to have I'd like to have a parapod, a paranormal puck, things like that by then, so we can start feeding these spirits and getting some good reception off of them. We'll just have to see what happens. Can't wait till history reenactments can be again this summer. Yes, and I found out that The River of Time event in Bay City is going on again this year. That's the big timeline event. So that's going to be a really good event. Kind of scary. My son shouts at me. Get back to work. Chat. Okay. You too, Templar. Take care of yourself, bud. Have a really good day. Yeah, it has been a long time, Blaine. It's been way too long, bud. We need to get back together and hang out at the Cachino sometime here in the near future. Very awesome. Very awesome. I was so happy when I found out they were doing that event again this year. And the nice thing about that event, you can do anything from pre-colonization all the way up to Vietnam, and there's a place to fit in another group to fit in with up there. So, oh Lord, have a cracker. All right, time to have fun. I'm sure it's a sales call.
Hello. Hi, good morning. This is Brittany Warren, calling from Secret Message Solutions, calling on behalf of Verizon Wireless, and I'm on the recorded line. That was President Trevor, right?
They were supposed to take our name off that list because he does not live here. Yep, that's what I thought. Ass hat. When Bay City happens, need to meet up. If I can get up there, Sonny, we will meet up. We will meet up. I got to check to see the date on it. I just found out about it last week and glanced at the email, so I'll find out the date of it and I'll let you know. Oh yeah, it was a debt collector for Verizon Wireless. They're trying to find my my wife's son for a bill that he paid off 3 years ago, and they're trying to tell him he didn't pay it off. He's already called them and given them the receipt number for his final payment to pay it off and everything, and they keep calling wanting the money. It's like, okay, yep, he don't even live here, y'all. You're looking at you're looking at an application from years ago. Sorry, not sorry. Asshat. I told Rob about Ghostorama. He didn't know about it. He's going to be there. It'll be awesome. Oh yeah, most definitely. I thought Rob knew about it. That's weird. I thought for sure he knew about it. Yeah, I guess Danny's going to make a new advertisement for Ghostorama to make sure and let everybody know who wants to come and set up a booth at Ghostorama that they need to contact him, and he's going to, of course, give the addresses and stuff, the email addresses and everything, where you can get a hold of him to make sure that we have space set aside for any paranormal investigators or dealers or anything like that to set up there. Since he's the one coordinating that event, it all falls on him. I think he asked Tommy when he was on Tommy's live stream once I told him about it. Cool. But yeah, Danny did say he was going to make a new commercial for that actually has his email addresses and stuff on it, so people can get a hold of him and make sure and get registered and everything. So that's going to be that's going to be a great event. I mean, this place is probably 15 acres and great big huge open front yards, long drive up to the Poorhouse Museum. And we're going to have all the cars out there. We're going to have the I also found out too that the Headless Horseman Headless Horseman that's shown on that flyer that I put on here on the commercials, they actually have a life-size Headless Horseman statue out there for people to take photos with and stuff like that. So it's going to be real interesting. It's on Facebook. It's usually in September. Okay. Now I do know that Danny is going to be talking or has talked to the owner of Henderson Castle, where we investigated back in December or back in January. And next year's Ghostorama will probably be at Henderson Castle. So that'll be even better because Danny does the ghost tours at Henderson Castle. So that'll be even more exciting. And yeah. Drew, I just did a review for your channel. It popped up. I gave you a good one, buddy. Cool, sweetie. I appreciate it. Any reviews that I can get on my channel that helps us out, because I'll tell you what, I'm about ready to quit using those, wasting my time doing those 35 pages on Facebook when I put out new videos, because that's working about as well as using TikTok for advertisement. I've come to find out that videos tend to work. What is stuck inside my shirt? I know it's not another one of those little things from the hospital. Yes, it is too. It's adhesive off one of those little electronic things they had stuck to my chest. Wow. I thought I got all that stuff washed off last night. Maybe I'll bring my walker just in case. You might want to. It's going to be warm. I mean, it's going to be August 20th, so, you know, we're going to be right there in the dog days of summer. So who knows? Who knows what the summer is going to be like? Yeah, Henderson Castle will make a good setting for Ghostorama. The Poorhouse Museum will too. I mean, that's a very well-known place. It's a very active place. Looky there, boys and girls. Rusty's here with Today in History. 1673, Lord Berkeley sells his half of New Jersey to the Quakers. 1766, Britain repeals the Stamp Act, which has caused outrage in colonial America and helped lead to the American Revolution. Bum, bum, bum. 1813, David Melville, Newport, Rhode Island, patents apparatus for making coal gas. I don't even have Twitter, Drew. I don't even know how to tweet. 1818, U.S. Congress approves first pensions for government service. 1834, first railroad tunnel in U.S. completed in Pennsylvania, 275 meters long. Bragger. 1850, Henry Wells and William Fargo form American Express in Buffalo. 1865, Battle of Wilson's Raid to Selma, Alabama. 1865, Congress of Confederate States of America adjourns for the first time. 1870, first U.S. National Wildlife Preserve, Lake Merritt in Oakland, California. 1874, Hawaii signs a treaty with United States granting exclusive trading rights. 'You give us your coconuts, we'll give you everything else.' 1877, U.S. President Rutherford B. Hayes appoints Frederick Douglass Marshal of Washington, D.C. 1878, City of Anaheim in California incorporates for the second time. I guess the first time wasn't incorporated enough. 1881, Barnum and Bailey Circus, traveling as the greatest show on earth, debuts in Madison Square Garden in New York City, following the merger of two existing circus groups. And there's more YouTube videos popping up. 1882, Morgan Earp is assassinated by outlaws while playing billiards in Tombstone. 1890, first U.S. state naval militia organized in Massachusetts. (1910) Frederick Conver 1911, North Dakota and NACSA, Helen Sure of Demole forms in Kansas City. 1922, first intercollegiate indoor polo championship, Princeton versus Yale. 1922, WBTAM in Charlotte, North Carolina begins radio transmissions. 1922, the first public celebration of Bat Mitzvah for the daughter of Rabbi Mordecai Kaplan is held in New York City. 1925, 60-mile-per-hour tornado speed. Missouri, Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee kills 689. (1931) First electric shavers go on sale in the U.S. Y'all remember them Schick commercials when you was younger, of Santa Claus riding the Schick razor through the pastures and stuff like that? I remember those. 1937, gas explosion in school in New London, Texas. 294 die. All because of bad gas. Taco Bell gets you every time. 1938, New York first requires serological blood tests for pregnant women. 'Weather update, my county town tornado watch till 10 a.m. Yeah, really. 1942, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signs Executive Order 9102, creating the War Relocation Authority, which was charged with overseeing the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. 1948, Phillips began experimental TV broadcasting. 1949, WGAL-TV Channel 8 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania begins broadcasting. 1952, first plastic lens for cataract patients fitted in Philadelphia. 1953, KGNC, now KAMR TV Channel 4 in Armadillo, Texas. Armadillo by morning begins broadcasting. 1957, WTWV, now WTVA, TV Channel 9 in Tupelo, Columbus, Missouri, begins broadcasting. 1959, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower signs Hawaii Statehood Bill. Well, you know, as long as they've been giving us their coconuts and stuff, I mean, I just will make them a state. 1963, WGSF TV Channel 31 in Newark, Ohio begins broadcasting. A lot of TV stations in the last decade and a half started broadcasting. 1965, Poppin' Fresh Pillsbury Doughboy introduced. 1965, a truck loses control down Moosic Street, Scranton, Pennsylvania, killing the driver. This accident later inspired the 1974 Harry Chapin song, 30,000 Pounds of Bananas. 1966, Scott Paper begins selling paper dresses for $1. Paper dresses? Well, that's definitely something you didn't want to wear out in a storm. Woo! 1968, U.S. Congress repeals requirement for a gold reserve. 1968, WVER TV Channel 28 in Rutland, Vermont begins broadcasting. 1970, 2-week U.S. postal strike begins. It is against the government and is the largest wildcat strike in U.S. history. Go, Rusty, go, Rusty, go. Go, Rusty, go, Rusty, go. Go, Rusty, go, Rusty, go. Go, 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 go. 1977, U.S. restricts citizens from visiting Cuba, Vietnam, North Korea, and Cambodia. 1982, singer Teddy Pendergrass, spinal cord severed in a car accident. 1985, Capital Cities Communications Incorporated acquires ABC for $3.5 billion, first transfer of ownership of a TV network. 1986, U.S. Treasury Department announces plans to alter paper money. 1987, U.S. performs nuclear test at that place with the glowing bugs and stuff. 1989, 27th NASA Space Shuttle mission Discovery 8 STS-29 returns to Earth. Hey, Lee. Good to see you, bud. Looking forward to seeing you again here in a few weeks, man. It's been too long. 1989, California Quake amusement ride opens at Universal Studios. 6-pound spiders. Those are just the babies. That's when they hatch. Spiders out there so big they capture a Volkswagen and wrap it up in a web. 1990, largest art robbery in U.S. history. 13 works of art worth over $500 million are stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. Yeah, a little bit of one. little bit of one. But I'm back home now, and I'm feeling better than I was. Still not up to 100%, but feeling better. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get off here in just a few minutes and go lay down and get the energy levels back up. I'm starting to feel dragged. 1990, Tampa Little Leaguer dies after being struck by a pitch. 1992, American businesswoman Leona Helmsley sentenced to 4 years for tax evasion. We don't pay taxes, only little people pay taxes. Found out just how big you really were. 1994, Space Shuttle STS-62, Columbia 16 lands. Oh, I will be, Lee. I will be. They told me it would take me a couple of days to get my body used to the new meds and stuff, and the thinner blood coursing through my system and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'll be fine by the time you get here. Thank you, Sonny. 1994, Zsa Zsa Gabor files for bankruptcy. 1995, the STS-67 Endeavour 8 lands after 16 and a half days. In 2003, FBI agents raid the corporate headquarters of Health South Corporation in Birmingham, Alabama on suspicion of massive corporate fraud led by the company's top executives. Mark is driving me up. I'm taking the train home. He's still trying to figure out how to do that because we have an investigation that Saturday night when the Garth Brooks concert is. So he was going to stay there local and wait for the concert to be over with. And he told me he's probably going to drop you off at the concert, go and do the investigation, then come back and pick you up. So, because I told him, I said, he don't need to see Garth Brooks. He can come on the investigation with us. 2011, Messenger spacecraft enters Mercury's orbit. At least the Messenger spacecraft did not enter Uranus. 2018, first fatal accident involving an Uber self-driving car hitting a pedestrian in Tempe, Arizona. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you again too, bud. It has been too long, so most definitely. Hey, cool. Cool. I could never have enough Michigan hats. Whatever it takes to drive the wife just a little crazier than what she is. 2019, historic to catastrophic flooding faced in Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and South Dakota, according to U.S. National Weather Service. Yes, ma'am. 10 o'clock. Rusty should be finishing up here in just a minute. We are out of here so I can go get a little nappy poo going. COVID-19 pandemic 2020, U.S. President Donald J. Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau agree to close the U.S.-Canadian border, the world's longest non-essential travel to curb. 2021 U.S. House Judiciary Committee hearing begins on rise of violence and discrimination against Asian Americans, with reports saying 3,800 hate incidents recorded over 12 months. 2021, U.S. Senate confirms William Joseph Burns as the new CIA director. Gavel's in to close Monday, 5 to 6 months. Why? (2021) U.S. President Joe Biden agrees Russian President Vladimir Putin is a killer. In ABC News interview, Putin responds, "It takes one to know one," a day later. And that was the swan song. Rehabilitation and Restoration. Somebody must have got bit by a snake. Now they want to go in there and do the Ireland thing and pull all the snakes out. Oh, good job, Rusty. You blew through that in less than a half hour, bud. Pretty good, pretty good. But all right, guys, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to go lay down and take it easy for a few hours, and while Grandma's laying down. And don't forget, sometime soon, Little Round Top will close for 18 months. Wow. It's going to piss off a lot of history seekers. Yeah, Rusty was on a roll today. Wasn't even sure if he was going to make it. His wife wanted him to go to the store this morning right before the stream started. He said he was going to try to make it back in, and sure enough, you can always count on Rusty. So don't forget tonight, guys, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we got AAP and Mrs. AAP from AAP's variety show right here on YouTube. They are great entertainers. They're going to be a lot of fun to have on here. But that is tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Living History Mysteries. But until then, you guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. And we'll see you guys tonight. Enjoy your Friday.
Saturday, August 20th, 2022, coming to Hartford, Michigan at the Van Buren Poorhouse Museum, it's Ghost-O-Rama. Ghost-O-Rama is a one-of-a-kind event. It's a paranormal meet and greet / flea market / Comic-Con, car show, and much, much more. There'll be paranormal groups, the Ghostbusters, the Mystery Machine, spooky vendors, live band, ghost tour, Jurassic Park, killer cars, food truck, disc jockey, historical museum, kid haunted house, and much more. Van Buren County Historical Museum. That's right, out at 58471 Red Arrow Highway, Hartford, Michigan, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's an outdoor market, which is free to the public. That's right, you heard me. It's open to the public. There'll be a museum tour, $5 per person. Also, from 9 to 11, a ghost tour, $20 per person. That's right, Ghost-O-Rama is hitting West Michigan Saturday, August 20th, 2022 at the Hartford Van Buren Poorhouse Museum. This is sponsored by Southern Michigan Paranormal's UnrestrictedRadio.com, the Great Lakes Ghostbuster Coalition, How to Halloween, Frankenfest, and the Midwest Parahistorical Society.